My opinions on the cover for issue 2 are very similar to the ones on issue 1. The perspective here is very dramatic, but with much more intensity, given the harsh red sky and the expression on Spider-Man's face as he falls. I think this cover is absolutely perfect for the story, and I have no other complaints really. Yeah, this 2-in-1 thing is still happening. It's the last one. I get using starburst and attention-grabbing phrases for people walking by in grocery stores, but this is just intrusive and ruins such a good cover. But at least we got the first appearance of the corner box Spidey, so it evens out. Watch carefully. There's a new mysterious figure setting its sight on an unsuspecting victim. Who could be the new threat in the sky? An old man! The public is in shock and awe at the sight of this new Vulture fellow. But J. Jonah Jameson of Now magazine just wants to publish stories of the Vulture and that menace Spider-Man. But no one has been able to take pictures of the Vulture. Who will take pictures of him? Who? Peter Parker overhears Flash and the gang talking about the very idea of making money through magazine photography. Flash tosses Peter the magazine as he makes a joke about Peter who he makes a joke. I should have been there. With Uncle Ben's camera, Peter suits up to take his pictures, just as the Vulture is also getting ready for his own adventure. As Spider-Man is out and about, he senses the Vulture in the area. Just in that moment, the bird brain swoops down without even realizing our hero on the rooftop. After leaving several notes for some reason, the two spot each other. But luckily with the spider sense on his side, he will... Okay, no problem. With his trusty webs he can... there's no more webs. He can climb... God damn it. This is the end for Spider-Man. With no other option, he drowns himself in the... Whoa! He retrieves his camera after that embarrassing situation and develops the film. Satisfied with his work, he also makes a belt for extra web cartridges and a special device for the Vulture. After some much needed shut-eye, Peter hands the pictures over to JJ, and he loves them. The next day, Flash and the gang venture off, hoping to catch a glimpse of the Buzzard in action. Peter Parker thinking ahead. He slips away from the crowd just in case Spider-Man is needed. I mean, he runs away because he's scared of the crazy Vulture man. Either way, everything is going pretty well. The police have everything surrounded. That's what he meant. Spider-Man gets the high ground fast, but the soaring senior citizen tries the oldest trick in the book. Good old Spider Sense saves the day once again. After getting close enough, Spider-Man activates his doohickey, which deactivates the Vulture's magnetic field. Spider-Man uses his webs to catch himself as he watches the geriatric thief fall to his death, never to be seen again. Nah, he's alright. Peter gives JJ his finest pictures yet. With the pay for the photos and a little extra bonus, he's able to pay rent for a full year. A full year! Same science lab, same bullies. Same expert in electronics, Dr. Cobwell, that wants a student to assist him in his field of said expertise with the permission of the student's teacher, of course, while also sending that student on an errand to pick up a repaired radio. Oh, Flash is jealous. Don't worry, man, there's always the military. Now in the habit of having his costume on just in case, Peter enters the Tinkerer repair shop. But pretty quickly, something is suspicious here. Turns out there's aliens in the Tinkerino's basement, plotting something suspicious indeed. Now in Dr. Cobwell's lab, Peter can't seem to shake this anxiety that something is wrong. Once the doctor leaves, Peter gets to investigating, leading him to the radio, leading him back to Tinka-Tink's shop. After breaking and entering, Spider-Man makes his way towards the basement and finds out the truth. The Tinka-Tuff is working with the aliens, spying on people in power. No choice, wall crawler. You gotta enter the arena. Way to go, Spidey, you're actually doing pretty good. The aliens and Tigaton trap our hero and plan to suck the air out of this resisto glass prison. Okay. Luckily, the engineer that designed this trap made these holes the size of Spider-Man's web shooter nozzle. Well, now everything's on fire. One last chance to catch the Earth's traitor. But the fire's too much! With the aliens gone and their devices destroyed, everything is alright. The Vulture is not enough to save this issue. The overall arc of the first half is fun. The silly old bird stealing precious gems, high stakes for the hero that exploit a weakness or flaw in his kit, and my favorite of Peter having a hunch about how to solve a problem based on observation and critical thinking. But the second half, I could not give a shit about these aliens. I'm glad Stan Lee got this alien slash disguise trope out of his system early, because I really do find it obnoxious. I don't really get much out of the teenager superhero versus aliens thing. At least versus old supervillain, there's something going on there. Different sides of age with clashing colors and their wacky animal themed costumes. Both must be pretty smart to make the things that they use. And then aliens!
Our plans must be
belonging to important
Earth
aliens from another
costumed
planet release the air from the resisto glass
mechanism
prison.
thrown at him.
He's no
Destroy
ordinary
all our
spy
Earthling.
devices. Building on what I said about the art in the last one, the sequence of panels are starting to get pretty interesting on page 12, highlighting the mechanism that has been attached to Spider-Man this whole time. This is also the start of visualizing Peter with a half Spider-Man mask. In this case representing his spider sense while wearing his civvies.
This right here is my favorite thing, ever. In the history of forever.
And lastly, there's a peek of how the web shooters work before the first annual. The new dastardly villains in this issue are the Vulture and the Tinkerer. I guess the aliens. I guess Dr. I like the Vulture. You know, in hindsight, he's a mainstay. I know he's a mainstay. There's this whole thing with the name Vulture and another character later on. But he's fun, you can't go wrong with him. I have no opinions on the Tinkerer. He's not old. I honestly don't remember anything else that he's in. That was probably one of the things that I forgot that I mentioned in the Amazing Fantasy review. But man, what a drag. In terms of the art, I can feel the improvement, and it's really cool seeing the evolution, albeit little by little, issue by issue. But with the writing, this issue leaves a bit to be desired. I am so happy that these things aren't split up anymore. And bonus points for the next one being Doc Ock, because I wouldn't want to see that powerhouse be dealt the same hand as the Vulture. Amazing Spider-Man number 2 is not neat. Held back by a bunch of aliens. The Vulture's cool though. I like the Vulture.